This is the story of a young, passionate makeup artist, Tasha Hyman. The horrific day comes in the life of Tasha. On the 4th of July, 2024, the lively streets of Castleman Street in Fort Worth, Texas, were filled with the bright lights of fireworks and the laughter of families enjoying a summer celebration. Among the revelers was 39-year-old Tasha Hyman, a well-known makeup artist and owner of lled by lled. Tasha was celebrated for her talent and friendly demeanor, and she had built a strong following of over 1,000 clients. Her fiancé, Tommy Howard, described her as the sweetest person he had ever known, someone who had helped him recover after the tragic loss of his previous fiancée to cancer. As the evening progressed, Tasha continued to embrace the festive atmosphere, even live-streaming the event on social media. However, the peaceful celebration soon took a dark turn. The mood shifted when fireworks began to be directed at nearby houses, and drivers started performing dangerous stunts, spinning their cars in reckless displays at the intersection of Castleman and Comanche Streets. The escalating chaos prompted local residents to grow increasingly frustrated, and tensions built. Amidst the madness, Tasha continued sharing the celebration with her online followers, capturing the moment when a firework exploded near a police cruiser. But then, tragedy struck. Gunshots rang out, sending the crowd into a panic. People scrambled for cover as Tasha was tragically struck by bullets, collapsing as her live stream abruptly ended. She was pronounced dead at the scene, leaving her loved ones and the community devastated. Another victim, 26-year-old Marcus Martin Jr. from San Diego, died later that night due to a medical emergency amidst the chaos, and at least 2 others were wounded by gunshots but survived. In the wake of Tasha's death, tributes poured in from all corners of Fort Worth, and her business, lled by lled, released a heartfelt statement announcing her passing. Her fiancé, Tommy Howard, shared an emotional message in her honor, expressing the immense pain of losing her so suddenly. As investigators began their work, they were faced with the challenge of navigating through the confusion of the large crowd. The chaotic scene made it difficult to pinpoint the suspects and determine the motive behind the shooting. The question lingered: what had led to such a senseless act of violence on a night meant for celebration? Authorities quickly appealed to the public, urging anyone with information to come forward. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that the path to justice would be complicated. The block party, initially filled with festive energy, had transformed into a crime scene. Police arrived too late to prevent the violence, and the shooters disappeared into the night. Despite the many witnesses present, most refused to cooperate with law enforcement out of fear of retaliation. In communities where gun violence is common, speaking out can carry dangerous consequences. As police reviewed Tasha's live stream, they found the footage chaotic and unclear, but it revealed key details. Ballistic evidence recovered from the scene suggested that multiple shooters were involved. It was determined that the gunfire had come from different positions, pointing to a coordinated attack rather than random violence. Some speculated that Tasha had been caught in the crossfire, while others believed she had been targeted. Witnesses mentioned an argument that had preceded the shooting, potentially involving reckless driving and fireworks, which may have escalated the situation. After 2 weeks of investigation, police made an arrest. 21-year-old Todrick Rogers, who was charged with murder. However, detectives were not convinced the case was closed. The evidence suggested the involvement of multiple shooters, and the community's continued silence raised doubts about whether Rogers was the only person responsible. As pressure mounted, investigators sought further clues, turning to social media for possible leads. A cryptic post from an attendee's Facebook account read, "Some people don't deserve to make it out alive," posted hours after the shooting. This statement caught the attention of detectives, who traced it to a young man known for gang affiliations. As the investigation deepened, police considered whether the shooting could have been gang-related. The silence from witnesses only intensified the suspicion. Despite the arrest of Rogers, the mystery remained. Tasha's live stream had captured a crucial moment just before the gunfire erupted, revealing a group of men gathered near the parked cars. One of them, identified as Javen Matthews, reacted when he noticed the camera. Investigators enhanced the footage and identified Matthews as a known gang member with a criminal record. This breakthrough led to the suspicion that Matthews may have been involved, and his role in the shooting began to unravel. Investigators also examined Tasha's past social media posts, uncovering a comment that seemed to hint at something darker. "You always in the wrong place at the wrong time." Was this a warning or a threat she hadn't recognized? Police issued a warrant for Matthews, who had gone into hiding. After weeks of searching, Matthews was finally arrested, but he didn't reveal much. When pressed, he admitted to firing his weapon but claimed he wasn't the mastermind. Matthews confessed that the shooting had been planned, not as a random act of violence, but as part of a larger scheme to send a message. The investigation took a surprising turn. It was revealed that Marcus Martin Jr., the second fatality of the night, was not merely a bystander, but had a history with the mastermind behind the attack, Darnell Foster. Marcus had been involved in a failed drug deal with Foster months before, and this was seen as retaliation for a stolen shipment and missing money. Foster had orchestrated the shooting, using the chaos of the block party as a distraction. The first shots were fired in Marcus's direction, but when the situation escalated, other gunmen fired as well, including Tasha. Foster fled the scene before the police arrived, knowing that the confusion would make it harder to trace the crime back to him. Tasha, unfortunately, became an unintended victim in the chaos. On August 2nd, 2024, Darnell Foster was arrested at a motel, facing charges of first-degree murder for Marcus Martin and second-degree murder for Tasha Hyman. His arrest brought a sense of closure, though it could not erase the pain for those who loved Tasha. Her family, still grieving, found some solace in knowing that justice was being pursued. Her fiancé, Tommy Howard, broke down when he learned of Foster's arrest, acknowledging that no sentence could bring her back. The following year, all three men, Rogers, Matthews, and Foster, were tried and convicted. Rogers was sentenced to 25 years for manslaughter, Matthews to 15 years, and Foster received life without parole. While justice had been served, the loss of Tasha's life left an irreplaceable void. Tasha's story reminds us of the tragic consequences of gun violence and the importance of breaking the silence that allows it to persist.
Her cousin, Pastor Felton Jenkins,
It's a different kind of pain.
spends every day fighting to stop gun violence, but this time,
She is sweet. She's my angel.
the pain is personal.
Every time we see each other, it's a hug, it's a kiss, it's a smile, it's a small dance, you name it. We gonna cheer each other up. She was loved by everybody. She was loved by everybody.
If you have information about such cases, please speak up. Together, we can work toward preventing future tragedies. Do like, share, and subscribe our YouTube channel.